Hello, and once again, good evening. This is your one and only self appointed Pope Peter Emmanuel the First, the only Hamite African Pope charged with the Herculean task of uplifting the consciousness of the Negro peoples here, there, and everywhere. And this morning and tonight, excuse me, I come to you with a very special message. I come to you to tell you that religion is the poison of the people. It is the opiate of the people. That particular term, I believe, was coined by Karl Marx, the communist philosopher. However, while communism have not succeeded against capitalism, so much so that we see that a big country like Venezuela, with their so called Bolivarian revolution, a great capitalist country can just go in there and take their leader and take him away and put him in prison. Now, the reason why I want to say that religion is the opiate of the people is because I was not born a Jew, I was not born a Christian, a Catholic, a Muslim, whether it be Shia or Sunni. I was born a man. And for the proof of that, I have my birth certificate. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, my birth certificate here from Dominica. It does not even say that I'm black. It doesn't have a race on it. That is a United States of America thing. It says that I was born a male, and it documents who my mother is and who my father is. And it does not say I was a Catholic or I was a Jew or a Muslim or Pentecostal. You see, none of us come into this world with any kind of religion. We are programmed, and we are indoctrinated into religion by society. And there's a particular reason why I want to make this address to you today, to the people of the United States of America and to the people of my birth country, which no matter how I try to separate myself from you, I can't. Because everyone always asks me, where are you from? Where are you from and what's your home country? And no matter how I tell them that my home is right here, they still have this belief in their mind. And some people say to me, Peter, you've got the ability, you've got the presence, you can go to that island where you're from and you can take control and you can lead things and you can do things. But I'm such a coward. I'm so afraid. I dare not embark on such a mission. It is a Herculean task. And I believe while I anticipate the coming of the hour of any time, I believe to take on such a task will hasten my hour of the coming of the departure, and that I would be in the departure lounge. But on today, I want to tell you that I was not born a Catholic. I was not born a Sunni. I was not born a Shia, and I was not born a Jew. All these things come after. I guess if you're born in Pakistan, you'll be indoctrinated to be a Muslim. If you're born, I mean, you didn't have to be born in Israel to be indoctrinated to be a Jew, because if you're part of the diaspora of the Jewish cult, then you would still be indoctrinated to be a Jew. You could be in Russia, you could be in Eastern Europe, Western Europe, and so on. But one particular thing got me concerned, because I was in Dominica a few weeks ago, and I ran into an old mentor, Al Haji Malik Al Shabazz, the owner of the Muslim store. And you see, when I was in my youth, as a youngster, just a young child in high school, I had went and pledged to be a Muslim with them. And sometime later, I came back to Dominica, and I told the herbalist, Matiwen Yusuf Ali, that I was no longer part of this ideology. Apparently, Shabazz took that when it came to him, because he's like the power broker. He's like the imam in Dominica. I mean, I sold some incense oils and some stuff I had that was there for almost 20 years. And somehow the word got to Shabazz, and he wanted to know. And you know, Allah has blessed Shabazz with so much. He has 2 wives, he has 2 big houses, he has land, he has offsprings, and he has a successful store called the Muslim store. But that man, his mind is corrupt with the Islamic ideology, so much so that he's a Wahhabi Muslim. Okay? And I remember in the 80s, I had propaganda from the Persians sent to them. And he was very upset about that propaganda, because he said the Shia are not Muslims. And then there was a man from Trinidad who was in business with Shabazz. What was his name? I met him in New York City. And he charged me for every little service he did for me. I forgot his name, but something he told me that really disturbed me and made me very skeptical about this Islamic ideology. He told me about how the Muslims had to kill the Jews. And the Jews are not lying when they say that the Muslims teach that they have to slaughter the Jews. He told me that there'll be a Jew hiding behind a stone, and the stone will say, "Look, there's a Jew behind me." There'll be a Jew behind a building, and the building will say, "There's a Jew behind me. Come and get him and kill him." And I had never met anyone who was Jewish at that time. And I asked myself, why would I want to kill Jewish people just for the hell of killing them? You understand? And so that disturbed me, so much so that I began to question what this so called religion is all about. And so today we see this brutal war being waged between the United States of America and Israel against the Persian nation of Iran. Now, let me tell you this, don't mind what they tell you, that the Persians are Shia. They are Persians first and foremost, and nationalists. They just happen to have been conquered and submitted to this ideology. Now I ask myself, how does Shabazz feel about the killing of thousands, and not just the Shia, but also the Muslims in Gaza? And I wonder if now he has become a Jew. And I remember in the 80s when Iraq and Iran was fighting, Mustafa is the guy from New York, and he was from Trinidad, and he was in business with Shabazz, and he died, and then his family came to get their share of the business, and I don't know all the details of what happened there because Yusuf Ali is no longer around to tell me, and Yusuf Ali used to tell me he was Shia, but he didn't want Shabazz to know because he wouldn't get his zakat. So I'm asking myself today, when I met Shabazz in Roseau, he wouldn't speak to me. He wouldn't have a conversation with me. And he told me, "You're not in that thing anymore, right?" I said, "Yes, I'm not in that thing anymore. I'm a man and I have a right to make my own choices. How can this man feel that he's going to control me?" This man years ago in the 80s tried to tell me who to marry, what to do, and what not to do. And this man is successful in Dominica, but he don't care about the people of Dominica. He care more about the people in Saudi Arabia and the Wahhabis and the Salafis and the extremist Muslims than he does about the people of Dominica. And when I met him, I felt like he could kill me because in his view, I'm an apostate because I moved away. And I was just a child. I didn't know what I was doing. A lot of people join religion, for different reasons. A lot of people, they're poor. They need attention. They need help. They say, if I go with the Jehovah, I'll get this. If I go with the Pentecost, I remember when the Pentecostals first started coming to Dominica, they were in my village of Massa. They would bring toys and gifts for the children to try to pull them away from the Holy Roman Catholic Church. The same way they did in the days of colonialism. And after a while, they had a footprint. And that's why you have so many of these churches around Dominica. And then I ask myself, if you guys are so religious, why don't we establish a religious state and rule the island by the Bible? That's what we should do. We should rule the island by the Bible. We should rule by the Bible. We should have a theocratic state like Saudi Arabia and like Iran. So today I'm thinking to myself, how happy is Shabazz to see all these Shias being killed? What kind of religion is that? And I want to say it without fear and without any remorse. Islam is not a religion of peace. The Islamic religion have so many divisions. They have all kind of sects, Zaydis, Alawite, Shia, Sunni, and from every country, whether they come from Bangladesh or India, within themselves they have different sects. No, it's no different than the Christians. The Christians have all kinds of sects. You have the Western rite of the Christianity, which is in Rome, and you have the Eastern Rite, which I believe is in Greece or somewhere, and which the Russians are part of. They are part of the eastern rite of Christianity. And then you still have the Ethiopians who have their own sect of Christianity. And therefore I have came to the conclusion that religion is the opiate of the people. And as I had said in 1978, on the eve of the independence of Dominica, the role of religion in the 21st century, which I have come to see and to witness, will be to sow discord and will be the reasons for wars, rumors of wars, and more wars. And today we are witnessing this as we speak. We see the war that is being fought between the Christian nation of the United States of America and its Jewish ally against the Shia peoples of Lebanon, of Iraq, and of Iran, and of Yemen. And so religion is a dangerous thing. And then within here in the United States of America, we see all these crazy pastors that people, they're taking money from people, enriching themselves. People can't even pay their rent or buy food, but they're giving the money to the pastor so that they can secure a place in heaven. And what I see, like in the movie Jesus Christ Superstar, you're all just crazy. You got too much heaven on your goddamn minds. Heaven is right here. It's a place on earth. Focus on having a good life and a good time while you're here, and stop living for something that is a fantasy and a fallacy. And so I end by telling you religion is your enemy. Religion is evil. If that man in Dominica can be more loyal to some Arab people and wear Arab clothes and walk around thinking that he is God's gift to the world, and he would dare to look at me in a threatening way, he don't know who I am. He don't know who I've become. He think I'm the same little Peter Lander who wanted to convert to Islam 47 years ago. Actually, make it 48 or 49. I mean, God damn it, man. Wake up! Wake up! Your bullshit may be working on those people you're converting in Dominica, but I'm telling you, people in Dominica, beware of Christianity. Beware of Islam. They are not your friends. I bless you as always in the name of His Holiness Pope Emmanuel I, the indigenous leader and the indigenous thinker and spiritual guide of the African peoples. And we have to reject this. These Muslims came and they kidnapped us from Africa and sold us. They took us to Arabia and they castrated our men. The Arabs are the natural enemies of the Negroes, the same way the Persians are the natural enemies of the Arabs, and the Arabs are the natural enemies of the Persians. And don't mind what those Muslims tell you, they all love the Jewish people. There is not one person in the world who don't love the Jewish people. I bless you again in the name of God who is man and man who is God. Amen.